Abusuafo yebeda onyame asese ne so ama ya kwanya na ya to a financial discussion so era 1 ne tiefo de bia mo ya so na mutie yen mo hu ya che kakra na ye putu niema together se ne be ye ni be ma programs a ebetumi aboa mo na mo ni age ho na yenya feedback bebre every ya tiefo ho na eneno we want to focus on investment. Comments about and say yen to a was na in discussing investment, then breaking it down. Send a bayana ubi bia betumi at a year. And it's your best SSB no oh sharp free win now on also so NTB and also betumi as send the link no ama win be no so etie discussion because and you know Sabre made in check a see if your director hold Dr. State to 2 one your director no na or Boama programming na to me akoswo na eneso so nyamada Roma Mr. Ebenezer Asiem and also the finance the we dream pa o mama professor crowd finance ya me so say kesene ke fata and you know you better on so was so the abeta dwumadie yachi na your Dr. Awuah on also so about joining yen shortly said the dad no and you know ya da so na mutie yen ene dai enti you best start your financial discussion you know, on investment enti ene ne yem tumirika you beto ye boas ne breaking it down send ye be yen enti say who question now or commenter ubetumi ya ba chat ne so na o comment number and also betumi afre your director the number ne beto line so send ye be yen na ubetumi afre now once so question I want to comment about the items that you discuss no a bit to me abwa na once so what to me enya bi and you know you be shase Asiem why I Mrs. What the my professor of finance cranka me can tell is why your finance who adwuma ache yie and you know sably you be investment and the Asiem but so yeko na me pese uto obu aseso so na woka bibi ketua bi about investment what it is send a be ni atiefo ebetumi and then yam play ho atem say you be stay investment for maybe 3 weeks kra enti no you be say in atiefo no tia sie because that's the comment yenya say binum say ye omon tia sie and enti yam breaking it down enti in the national you can investment what are we talking about investment na dey ade obi kura ka tell me say also say investment kura you kuro bi di also me say a town is named investment you know him say investment so you find out until wait me as tatina o de yakọ na enyina jumping.
Oh, okay. Penyeso me say and yesan ma yetie for hina so akwa ba biem. Em say ye kan investment a topic Debbie and all can now create a whole lot of confusion. Nipa no adwene na em say the last time ye share ye can we hu asem no ye try say ye be breaking it down na who the difference between savings and investment. One of the things I'm fan say ye Ghana for no ye nya de ho and say ye be invested. And even if we do say invest at the end now or china ye per se ye nya like 50% return and I say the idea no a double like right away. But based on the previous year and ye who say there is a difference between say me save for a purpose, and the purpose maybe it could be say me save right now for emergency cases. Be a basic me fear. I have a car, the car breaks down. Me pesika be na me dia repair. I'm saving towards that. If you have person me to dying, me here down payment. I'm saving towards that. There are different things we all save for. However, when we talk about investment, investment, you 3 different stages. You have short term, mid term, and long term. The whole idea, say you be big kakra to and say nyame ya dom after say ya adwuma na wie no we need to retire. And some retire year a kwan ben na me as an individual and as a kwan ben and as a busiano ye betumi atena se na yenya a source of income be a beboa ye na yetumi sustain and during retirement no. Into investment, it's to me, and I said to us, it's like a long-term idea we are looking into. It's not like somebody music share way no. Next month, na me music and nam the idea, but the idea has to be said. This thing has to be for a long term. If we say market, no, a beba firm, but say a long term one, yes, a coffee one, a bear affect me, but say chance one, maybe may repeat the benefit, as we look at it, we need to look at it from a long term perspective. And one of the things, Mecca can say, people ask the questions, I mean, why do I even have to invest? But we also need to think, no, sir, investment is also another stream or source of income. Because and yet the biana you buy 9 to 5 aduma. Yasha Bill Gates and Yasha Trump and Yasha all these people are and yes, and yes, they have businesses, but adianso aboa omo ema omo tumi anya more sika investment omo ye eso abama omo enti na ye hye na nkran say nothing is too small. Ketua bi a ukra bia no fatu bibi baby a ebeboa na de sika kakra nso abeka ho na ma usika wo de kwoto ho no enya adwuma ma na emoa in the future. Kakra mekan no as we go on, maybe we'll dig deeper into it.
Yeah. There's here maybe was a pa things said you actually and what the abafem pa my am a tier for atias here. On say what differentiating between investment and savings. So the okay, and normally when we are saving money, the purpose here say we want to preserve the capital. Capital on the main focus, says Sikano Enira. But investment there, you are expecting a return, you are expecting profit, you are expecting say there will be a gain. And you are looking for long-term perspective. And today, there at TF4, I think that TF4 better here. Investment and your crew bidding, and yet it's not like an animal. A financier and she share get it all year to work. Send your banner with Sikana when you know, and I say, well, Japadiano, will to me are benefiting in the future. And here that's a point. Dr. Wa, I think several drivers may have one or two things you want to say about investment. You are welcome to do so.
Oh yeah, I park at the side so I can join you guys and have a conversation. I think, sir, brother Ebenezer, the Okano, is very important. The whole purpose of investment, I think, sir, I would say we have to understand why we are investing money. Right? I always bring this topic up. Why do you want to invest the money? What is your overall objective? Right? As Brother Asiem mentioned earlier, right? You need to have a short-term, a mid-term, and a long-term plan. Investment is mostly designed for the long-term plan, right? For example, as he mentioned, none of us want to work 9 to 5 or work for the rest of our lives. At some point in life, you want to be able to make sure that you have money that's working for you, right? And when you want to invest, there's so many things you can invest in, but you also to me understand what is my objective of investing, right? And that's why I also want to emphasize a point. The major difference between investing and saving is that when you are saving money, right, if you are not saving the money, so you are saving the money and also protecting the money away from risk, right? You are not expecting any return on your investment. So at the same token, you are not expecting your money to be able to be lost due to an investment performance, right? But when you invest money now, you are investing with ideas. Say you want to earn a return on your investment, right? Meaning, say you are willing to accept some risk so that your money can grow. You cannot invest money and say, I want to invest money, but I also don't want any risk. They don't work well together. When you invest money now, you are also assuming a level of risk, right? So there's a major importance on difference between savings and investment, right? Now, I mentioned short-term, mid-term, and long-term investment. Most investments are designed for what? The long term, right? Because why? We need those investments later on in our lives when we are retired and are not making sufficient income. We need to be able to have enough money that's working for us so we don't have to work for money, right? And your short-term savings can be your emergency fund, maybe 0 to 3 months or 0 to 6 months, right? Hey, in case something happened to me, I have this money here, right? That money could be invested or it could be simply saved in an account where there is no risk. Or you can divide that part of that money to go into your savings, and part of that money could go into a much more conservative investment. The short-term investments, let's say maybe 0 to 3 years, those investments is advisable to put them in a less riskier investment portfolio. But the long-term 5, 10, 15, 20-year investments, those can be more put in aggressive portfolios. And another thing I also want to emphasize is that you have to understand your level of risk or your investor DNA or typology, right? Because some people are aggressive investors, some people are conservative investors, and some people are moderate investors. So you have to understand what kind of investor you are. And that's going to also determine or dictate what kind of investments you put your money into. You don't just jump into investments. You do it step by step by first figuring out what you want to achieve and what your investment objective is and what kind of investor are you, right? So as we progress on with the conversation, we're going to get deeper and deeper into what kind of investments can suit a particular individual and what they are looking for. So that's what I want to add.
Okay, Dr. Why you better was say also perspective on investment. And in near percent tier for at the definition I say send a bay and I say building on investment, a bit easier for them to catch up. And said investment, you are looking for some kind of returns. And our returns now so it comes with risk in this money now. And yet here for said investment, is not the same as savings. Savings the focus on here say you want to the principal that's who save you. That is you want to make sure say my $1,000 is safe. I can get my $1,000 anytime I want. And normally some people put it into their savings account. Bank. And at that while you are not going to earn any significant returns. Maybe 0.000 whatever percent. But your principal is capital is always intact. You can always get it anytime that you want. So that is separate from investment. The investment you are looking for some kind of returns. You just want to make sure say capital now is saved. In addition to that, you are also going to get some kind of returns. In the probably the definition of an investment as we are discussing. And now so they want us to take them through the process of investing. Send a process of investing. Send a what they need to do. So when should I invest? What should I invest in? How should I invest? Those are the questions that people are asking. Say or investing, because there are so many people they don't even know where to start from. Now, Obi send a message, he had $10,000 in the person's checking account. So, and what to say, we see invested. And what is the process? How the person go about it? And now you have the definition of investment. The next question that comes in say, when should a person invest? Is there a timeline? investing process that the person should invest? If there's a question that people are asking.
Yeah, I think, sir, before we even get to that question, there are some fundamental principles especially being Ghanaians, and I say Africans, and as whoever is listening, I say yes, investment is good. We are encouraging ourselves to invest. But sometimes, because we confuse ourselves into sika na akoto baby. I tired up. Within maybe like 6 months or a year, we need that money. You what to do. So before we get into the fact, the question sometimes may address should I even invest? And I say, memfa sika no mfa to ho say yang clarify say na senior working will be what $10,000 right now or person or the investment. But the question maybe I say this and say now no so what is 10,000 who got tied up into investment. CCSA no, for example, maybe you have a house. BBA break it down in the house. Do you have Sikabia, which means the ISR person? And now say you fall on credit cards. You have a car, will drive. The car breaks down right now. Do you have Sikabia Dawa, which means the repair? And now say you fall on credit cards. So the answer no yes, sir. I don't have anything else apart from that 10,000. I don't want a daho. CCSA no. So BBC a year. Then the recommendation will be maybe you don't need to invest now, but maybe my way no like an emergency fund. Into you confuse so many things into your baby no. You see a sika question baby. Never the sika na and ye. As we show how, when, and all that, the perceptive for so TSS, I say, who Senator Dr. What kind of planning? I say, who said, me was a bit that and why emergency fund I can fall on it for emergency purposes. And a sika way there, no one journal that like I don't need it now. Without sika, I can still survive for maybe like a year. Or even 6 months, or even if that's the case, then let's put it somewhere higher. Before we get into that, and I wanted to bring this up.
Yeah, I think the CM, what you said is very important. In India, you need to spend time and talk about the fundamentals.
Yes.
Before they invest, what they need to do fundamentally. Mm-hmm. How do they get themselves prepared? How do they get themselves ready for investment? Because they issues different.
Yes.
So we need to for repairs. And maybe let's spend time and talk about that side so that after say a tier for groundwork, then we can talk about the investment processes. I think I like what you said. They're very important.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, right? Investment, we all know it's a very, very important topic, but it's also a very broad topic, right? As I mentioned earlier, there are many things you can invest your money in, right? You don't rush into investments. You invest with time and knowledge and insight, right? And I always want to refer back to the Bible, right? It tells us that in all thy getting, get understanding, right? You have to know where your base is. As Brother Ebenezer mentioned, right? You might have $10,000, $1,000 in the bank, and you hear about, somebody tell you about some investment. I get a call all the time. Hey, Doc, somebody, one of my friends told me about this investment, and I have $1,000 in the bank. I want to go invest. And my question always is this: is that $1,000 the only money that you have available or liquid, right? Because a lot of investments are not liquid, meaning when you put your money into those investments, if you need to get your money out, it's going to take an exorbitant amount of time to be able to get that money out. Like real estate. If you put your money into real estate investments, if you fall on hard times, to get that money out in that real estate, right? The process can be 3, 6, sometimes 5 months to be able to get that money out, right? So those may not be a good investment for a particular kind of person, right? But the key is what? First, sit down and do your planning. Figure out your financial fitness. Do your budget, right? See what amount of money you have coming in. What kind of debts do you have, right? How are you paying your debts? What kind of interest rates are you paying on your debts if you have any debts? Because think about it. When you're investing money, right, as we mentioned earlier, you are investing with the desire of a return on your investment, right? But sometimes you might have a credit card that you're paying maybe 28%, 25%, 20% on that credit card. You might have, let's say, a $10,000 balance on that credit card, right? You're going to be in debt for a very long time because your interest rate is so high. What investment can you find that can consistently pay you 20, 30, 15% return? So sometimes it may not be advisable or wise to just go jump into an investment. It may be more advisable to take some time and also put that money towards your debt so you can eliminate that debt, because that is a guaranteed rate of return back into your pocket, right? So you have to be very mindful about what you're investing money in, but always, always, always at the base is, what do I have? Am I financially fit to be able to invest money, right? And how do you find that out? You sit down, you do a budget. What are my income and what are my expenses? And do they give me enough room to be able to invest money? Am I going to invest one time lump sum, or maybe am I best to be able to invest on a consistent, like a monthly basis, right? So it all starts with your planning and knowing where to start and where you are. Please, I want to emphasize once again, investments is very exciting, but don't jump into investments without properly planning and seeing how fit you are financially. Not everybody can invest money, right? Investments can be a blessing for somebody, but it can be a curse for somebody else because of how prepared you are or you may not be, right? So please, always, always, always start with a budget first and see where you are, right? Because maybe the income that you're making may not be enough for you to be able to go invest money. If you might have a little bit of savings in your account. If you go invest all that money, when you fall on hard times, now what you're going to do? You're going to go back and now disturb that investment account, and you are now completely going backwards into what you wanted to achieve, right? So I really want to emphasize that point.
Okay, Dr. Wai, better say. Like I say, if Sambia made the kind, the bathroom kakrama tifwa, what you're saying is that before they even think about investment, they need to do their homework. They need to say share or musika munoma who say, do I have room? Ewo misika ninyamu send your benefit my investment. We shouldn't invest without doing those analysis. So in your opinion, before they even think about investment, they need to consider budgeting. So my budget here, more expenses or more income. Also, Ghana for
Absolutely.
Normally, we have people back home that they depend on or brother or sister or parents or they are all depending on you. And before you even invest, you need to account for those people as well, because they will be asking for money. Your parents will be asking for money. You will be asking, and make sure say before you invest, why put you some money in place for those people, and sana what thinking about the investment. I think that is what you are planning. That's what you're trying to say. Send your benefit for they shouldn't jump into investment without doing so. Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Asiem, is there anything that people have to
Yeah, I'm sorry.
the introduction, the basic.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not back on. Yeah, fans. I'm not. It's a brief no mention, sir. yeah, no, yesika honjo. Sir, yesika is always like there's something I see at yesika. And you rightly said, if for they are looking to us, I mean, who unexpected nyoma bebre ni ade ebesi. Enti, said the conclusion ye draw right now, ne say, as an individual, or if you are a family, yes, we are encouraging, say, you best set some money aside. However, no, we need to have a plan. We need to have a budget. Not budget, no, senior no, you take into consideration families back home. You're taking into consideration your expenses. You're taking into consideration your mat school. Maybe your mat through the age. Soon they'll be getting to going to college. The question is, are we prepared for when they get to college? Medimisika koto your friends stocks right now. Next year, me back college. Do I go cash it out to pay for the college? And now say, many two separate. Into having a budget in place and knowing, say, okay, at the end of it, this is the excess income Rebecca. After knowing, say, all these expenses are taken care of, we have set aside some emergency funding for emergency purposes. Nina is accounted for in the budget. Then this is the excess. Without Sasika, we can still survive. Then it gives me that comfort level. After all the expenses are taken care of, I have $50 SSR. I don't even need it. I can live without it. If I can live without it, then that's when I begin to think about, let me do some sort of investment to bring some higher yield to that $50 in our account. Maybe it would be able to me at $10, maybe able to me at 100, able to me. But until we put all that in place, our recommendation is don't rush into it.
Yeah, I think yeah, they're kind of very important. Yeah, usually we want to rush into investment, and at the end, we need to also know how certain income source is. Ebia, we see the source of income, we are human. We are human a seasonal job. We human a long term. And your source of baby when you seek a friend, na irregular. Meaning say especially more human. You can make 10,000. There are some months you end up losing 2,000. Into your source of income also play a role. We say invest as we invest. And into say how certain income is income source that to me so aboy. Tisani many na line that's a many siswa. And no na ibetimi start investment. Because you cannot invest because you can say your kind you put the money into the stock market. Now the next 2 months was I want my money back. Now withdraw. No, at that point, because stock market not confirm it, you end up losing money. And that was very important. Dr. Why you want to say something? Maybe episode can be become.
Yeah, and also, I think that our people, especially in the African community, because we don't have a very strong understanding about investments and how investments work. A lot of times when we jump into the investments, or at least in my experience, right, no matter how much time you take to try to break things down and explain things to your clients, it's like they want to jump into investments so quickly that they overestimate or they overlook what you explain to them, that the market goes up and down, right? So as soon as they invest the money, right, and the market go down, they are panicking. But they forget, say, you told them and explained to them, say, the market goes up and it goes down. And just because it goes down, it doesn't mean, say, you have lost it. It just means that the value of your account is down, right? So we have to be very, careful before we jump in. Say, let's listen to the information and make sure we ask questions and we understand what the advisor is saying before we jump in, because it doesn't make any sense to invest the money and then let's say the next month the money go down and then I thought said my money is just going to grow and grow and grow. That's not how investment works. There's no guaranteed investments in this world, right? So I think we have to be very attentive to make sure the information now, we thoroughly understand investments are always going to be associated with risk. Now the question is, what is the level of risk that the particular investment is associated with? And let's be very mindful to say we know exactly what we are getting ourselves into, and we are not making those irrational decisions. So I want to add.
Yeah, and Memphis kakran kan ho on your friend say.
Yeah.
One of the things like African communities we are prone to do we don't do our research. On say investment is not something like obia shada ko school and no wa degree. Na friend like an investment your friend say analyst and that's not to one adwuma consultant ne ade. And na yen so no ye pese ya zoom sa nipa no role no. Until most of the times we just jump into things without even researching what I'm getting myself into. And I give a typical example. Recently, Ghana, this year, a springy out baby, almost a microfinance, then be a springy out baby, Ghana near there. I know a lot of people, they even took loans here. Echo at the Koshemu Ewa Ghana. Because yes, your mom mass 30-40% interest rates in the idea Ewa Ghana. They did that. As we speak right now, a lot of these
every month.
Yeah. A lot of these companies no more fold do and they like wakoji loan. You get yourself into this, you lose Nipano, Ghana and so there, and just say ya didn't Nipana court system nimuna. Ghana see I say Nipana well fold Nisika Usika they are back to square one. So at year 4, the say we want to encourage us say any investment. However, before you get into it, do your homework, do the research. So if you don't have any idea about it, consult a special obia or wonimdie na onchro. And ma obia or tibia only anything. Now so what and me kwaya way is good, so kwayebi. No also the one maybe a worker for Sanipano, but one obey the unfortunate one and so we are encouraging us before we get into investment and all this, let's do our homework, do a research, educate ourselves, and make sure, is it a reputable company? Say, just in case something should happen, I'll get something back.
Yeah. I would say that the okay, very important. Most of the time we rush into investment. You market no cry investing in. Once maybe you kind about the American economy, rule of law, this and na over Ghana, no be catch them say Ghana investment be a crab. Now they give you 28% every month on your investment. So that means it says all the $1,000 equal to what you are going to get $280 every single month. And I mean, we say, now say the now no amount $28 a month. Then where is that person investing the person's money in order to make that 28%? And sometimes investment and we tend to be greedy. Greediness and also a problem for us. And also before see a bay invest we need to make sure we are content with whatever we have. Say yes, sir. Now see become too greedy. we rush into investment and we lose all our money. And in Ghana, number one issue ni ya nipa bebree said you can afford it up. Ama nipa bebree sika nyina ahye because people were greedy. Because people didn't seek out because of say interest rate nowadays is so high. It is say it me access environment na you invest in sika send a baby sika nhye.
Yeah, boss. We are here talking about folding in Ghana. What about folding right here in America? People are here going to the bank, taking out big loans to go invest in all things they don't even understand. You never go borrow loan just to go invest in an investment that you don't understand, right? All the time I have people from different organizations that will call me, or especially like the older generation, they'll call me, oh, my friend told me about this Bitcoin. I took some money, I want to go invest in it. What do you think? And sometimes they've already invested in it. They gave the money to somebody to go invest in it, and then they're calling me to ask me for my opinion, right? And I've seen clients who have lost 50,000, 80,000, 20,000, and I always ask them, before you went to go invest in it, did you take counsel? Did you take advice? Who did you speak to? Oh, my friend from my church. Think about it. What does the Bible tell us about the blind leading the blind? You see what I'm saying? So we have to be very careful who we are taking advice from. If you're taking advice from somebody who is struggling, you will get advice that is coming from somebody that's struggling. You have to take advice from somebody who has reached a place that you are trying to reach. Not somebody who just heard something on the street and just did it, so now you go do it too. As Brother Asiedu mentioned, greed can get us into a lot of trouble, right? Because think about it. If somebody's paying you 28% every single month, what are they earning on their own investment to be able to pay you that thing consistently? And ask yourself, is that really reasonable and is that really possible every single month? Don't you think at some point that person can fold because you're not the only person that you're paying that thing to? So whatever they're investing in, they are hoping that every month, they will get what they need so that they will give you that 28% return. So always think deep about what you are hearing and see, does this thing make sense for the short term and for the long term? Maybe for the short term, a few months, okay, fine. But for 5, 6, 10, 15 years, is this thing possible? Right? Not just in Africa, even here in America, there are all these companies that start, they guarantee people all these different returns, and within a matter of a couple of years, they go out of business. And now all your money is gone. So you're now started over. Now have you lost that money? You are now in debt because you went to go borrow that money from the bank. So it's a double whammy, right? So you are now put yourself back in trouble again. So always once again, be very, very, that's why we are spending so much time to continue to talk about the basics, right? I'm not even in a hurry to jump into what to invest in. I want to drill into people that don't rush. Understand why you are investing and why you are investing. Not because your friend or your family member say, go invest in this, but you yourself have taken the time to properly understand what you're putting the money into. And if you have enough money buffering around you before you go invest money, right? So I really wanted to continue to emphasize the importance of making sure you have enough money around you and also you have a clear understanding of what investment you are doing, right? Because think about it, 28% return every month. There is no way possible it can be sustainable. There's no way. I don't know any investment on this planet that can give you that consistently. You hear about Bitcoin, you hear about real estate, you hear about this and that. There is no way anybody can pay you 28%. Even 15% every single month guarantee is impossible. Every investment, I don't care what it is, has the right season and the wrong season. And every investment, if you look at actual investment portfolio or performance, every investment at some point in history has gone down significantly. Whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, whether it's bonds, whether it's business, whatever. They all have their seasons where they perform good and where they perform bad, right? So there's no way, you can go down and believe somebody tell you 18%. I'll just go jump and go invest in it. So please, 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 Be very careful and be very mindful how and where you invest your hard-earned money. Please.
Yeah, my main share a way like a when my dad passed, sika kakra na wo for my mom to live on. And also tis Ghana she had one, which is almost 35%. She got all excited, didn't tell anyone. Wo already wouldn't name anything. Not time sikai edokoto your friend say ho. The first 2 months she was able to get that she was all excited. And she was so now command is girl, oh no, I'm okay. Then the bank, folded. Then these old ladies now, started crying. Or could that bank hold for 2 days trying to retrieve her money, but she couldn't. Sika a poppy Nina gone just within a year there. And see, maybe a year for the year Kenny now, we are spending more time on this way, trying to give the fundamentals near the end. It's all because of the mistakes that has been made in the past. And Sanya brother, Asiedu-Marfo, you greed into ama debiano. We don't seek like the right channels need to do the right things, but we follow obia dia we get into it, then we lose yes before you go into how, when, and all this, we want all of us to know all this basic understanding. Is investment is not for everybody. How much I make, maybe cannot afford me to invest in AE. So let me save a little bit and live comfortably now, because the risk involved in investment, maybe maybe based on my case, I have access to invest in. You're spending more time with, the next time you wish you say, if any ever go how, when, but now we are hoping, say, no dear you better na yes ye no kwa, but you better take some clues in the lessons be there from na the boy bra.
Yeah, that your kind of very important power idea. Now, I say, yeah, na young no. Yeah, we want to make money faster. You be see in Jessica and then it's yeah. And see a and put our money there. If it's there, you may be missing out. Now, say organizations are among they can give you 20%, 30%, whatever percentage, Omu you so know as bait. Because let's say you're making me attracting more people. So more people, the first few weeks, or few months, they'll be able to pay those people. Omutia or career, yeah, then no music beguma, no more granny, no more two, no more the call. And as I said, we need to be vigilant. Yeah, wow, yes, when I say obey vigilant, because anybody they are there to make money. And it is a one year, Uzika cry that wa sabi you would be sure you don't know man who busiano. What about come be a dinukwa? And as I say, yeah, very careful, because people are out there just to exploit and take advantage of nipa how many experience and how many financial knowledge. Now, back one person can say before class of obey investment, Dr. What can say you need to know your risk. You when people they can sleep if they lose all their money today. They can still be fine. Obiso lose 10% the person's money. The person will be rushed to Kolebu. Emergency 911 will come today. It won't pass. Investment may not be for you. And I say there's some type of investment a year for you. And don't do it because of say everybody is doing it. If it's a one who's low risk. Now one year, now you need to be very careful about that as well.
Yeah, very. And it's very important. Once again, that's why anytime I sit with anybody or I talk to anybody about investments, I always ask them, and I always give scenarios or examples. That helps me as an advisor to see what their level of tolerance is when it comes to investing. And you will be shocked. And you ask them in that scenario, hey, even if I lose one, then I'll go crazy. Then that person, you know exactly, this person right here, you have to be careful. Because as an advisor, I also want to be able to sleep better at night, right? So if I know somebody is a conservative investor, and then even though I know I can help them make more money, I take their money and I put it into an aggressive investment. Now, I know so by all means, at some point, they'll call me crying and I won't be able to sleep. And I always, even suitability, when it comes to investing, suitability is a major concept in finance. Suitability, because your investments has to match what the client's investor profile is. So if somebody is a conservative investor, as an advisor, you can't put their money in an aggressive portfolio because it can cause major issues. And as Brother Asiem and Brother Asiedu mentioned, not everybody can invest money, right? But the challenge also comes now. It's hard to build long-lasting wealth without investing money, right? Because saving money cannot build you wealth. See, even though there is no risk or there is no a risk when it comes to saving your money in a bank, your money is not safe from all risk. There is something called inflation risk. That can also even be more lethal because why? If you have $10,000 in your account today, inflation right now is almost 5%. So that means if your money is sitting in the bank account and they are paying you 0.05% per year, and inflation is 5% per year, and your money is also being taxed every year, Charlie, well, how far can your money go if the money is sitting in a bank account? So even though you may be conservative now, you still need to find a way to be able to invest somehow, some way. But what you are investing in may differ based on what kind of investor you are. And that all comes from knowing yourself and also seeking counsel and knowing and understanding what investments are out there that may be suitable for you. Because what's suitable for me or Brother Asiedu or Brother Ebenezer may not be suitable for you. Me, I'm an aggressive investor. I can invest money today, tomorrow, I lose $10,000, $20,000. I won't blink twice. Because why? I know I can make up that money in a month or so. That's just me, right? But you might not be in that same situation, right? So you always have to assess your situation and figure out what can I do that can allow me to be able to sleep good at night, but I also know, I'm able to build wealth for the future, right? And once again, it all comes from knowing yourself, knowing the plan, your objective, and exactly what you're trying to achieve when it comes to investing money.
Hello, Abusiama Meno Nchase Modebie. Eye Nagaku 2021 Convention. So nimse enfie nubia North America Ghanaian Adventist Choir Union. Eye convention ede enyom dwumadie sonko ebreye. Na afiwe die no die. Hey onuawa mabidi awa hawo ho. Dwumadie no be frase on the Friday 8th of October to
Kosuwa na ti era one radio empenyini say yensoma na motenten yesoma banyasafo
atiefo ebeda mo ase yako commercial kakra se ne beye na de kosuo no ewo era one no muso wetimi anya chefa ewo mu bi enti ne se de ya ka no aten se time no ya so mi che bia de beba ya wie ya ne abo program itofa enti na de ya hwe the basis, the fundamentals, and niema we need to put together, and niema we need to understand before kwana ya core investment so kra no we ya dia ye key ese ya tiase because ya ante no na se a na se core investment mu a ebe ye niema bebre and enti message say wo question bia e wo comment bia you can put it in the chat. Dr. voicing aka bibi wa ha besem me or say after Peram in Ghana decades ago and #1 recently, our eyes should be widely open. Was this a share history near share the sea or Ghana and even Krum Hakrano companies here go near dear. Our eyes should be widely open. Send a bayana ya young mistakes are independent binum ayada na your home anchor chile. And you know, Yabema, I think they are summarizing the yakan until Asiem, did we find out thought to be a bit media about?
Yeah, the other
you're wrapping up near the program number 18. I mean, advance next week, you know, not your sign at us.
Yes, Panim does it. I'm said, yeah, can try to understand. Investment a broad topic. Investment a complicated. So one tiasie who name what to do. Seek an expert advice. And for seek, don't follow or be someone or can. A lot of us these days, you follow social media. Oh, no be the be able to say anything. As we speak right now, so social comment box will be the be able to about Bitcoin. Near the people are seeking your friends and call for a year right now. Until 1 year careful. Would you seek at the akoshe be more? At the end of it, will be lose you seek a sika crabia. What they to her for? Wouldn't we busia from way? Nessie can answer until a tears for the air can say. Kakrabia ukrem biano. Share fanima to ye. One tiasia seek a professional help. Na or more and more than say ube di social media. And they were down for bid your kind. Ube diatre no akoluzu sika. No answer.
That's it. Dr. What final thought to be Anna?
Yeah, the question, that whole point about Bitcoin, it's funny. That is the #1 investment topic that when I get calls, especially from the African community, it's about that topic, Bitcoin. So I think, as we progress on, as the weeks come, we should spend a lot of time to talk about that particular investment, because I see a lot of people making a lot of mistakes when it comes to that. So all in all, to summarize, I just want to say that please, before you think about investing money, make sure you check your financial fitness, do a budget, do checks and balances, look at your income, look at your expenses, and figure out, am I in a financial position to be able to invest money? If it's no, maybe not right now, but maybe a year or two, I'll be in a better place to be able to invest money. Maybe I have a lot of debt. Does it make sense for me to go invest in any investment? Or maybe should I focus on paying down my debt? These are all the things and questions you be able to ask yourself. And always, 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 no matter what investment, always seek counsel, because it is a biblical concept. Seek counsel before you take or make a decision. That's what I want to add to summarize.
Yes, a part of Tiawa. Tier for Madam was say a time and I bread everyone, your more program be brave. I actually shed Yamawo, your divine connection, Dr. Boyce and I also the bread and your hope series, and your Kobe newspaper, and also by Waria Moon Semajo to any of showers of lesson. The same enemy, Asiedu-Marfo, and any Giselle, and I homeda teach and also ever and a systemly a bush and systemly and so at the program eba eti ye can say yen koswana yentie yen fe afidie no ento era 1 na ensempa era 1 won se ne be na so mi enya bi eti atie for ya dam asese ne so munya adaje na mutie ye de ye can say dem ye tie yen fanya adwuma no just say ye be can say keke ne afri ha eti ye di nyame gya mu nyina nyame ya aduma next week the same time 6 p.m. on Monday ye be Asia, the Yamija, Dr. Why, and Professor Ebenezer Asiem also Ebenezer. I said, when Yaman was that, Yabato, Abekaya program. When Yamin goes when Sham, Yamija Munina.